Of course, my reference will always with the worst persons in the world. My reference will always be pretend I'm not narcissist. I mean, you know, what an awful person to me. Just unspeakable. So that entity was the only one in my life who would put my whole family against me. Just he was just awful, always making me want to die. There was always something wrong with me. I mean, pretend a narcissist could never even sit down and watch a Patrick Teahan video or a crappy childhood fairy video. Because he's dead. They're real people. They went through trauma. They went through major trauma. Both people had CPTSD. I'd say pretend narcissists never, ever, ever experienced this. Because if you are as horrifying of an attacker as pretend narcissist was to me, there is no life in you whatsoever at all. For him to constantly work against me, constant hate, and then he said, "I've never ever seen so much hatred in a person." Like when I started staying here, I made countless videos and hundreds, and it was just me working out my pain. But it's good to have a reference like Hitler, so you can compare, so you can try to make a person understand what evil is. You need that reference. Well, just like Hitler, just a dead man, walking dead man. That's all pretend a narcissist is. Never ever did anyone. He never ever did any good for me. Actually, I was thankful for the tiny bit of a relationship I had with Alexander, my oldest son. And, well, I mean, I was tortured to death by him in 2020. So 2021 is when my husband got out of jail, January 2021. We ended up in Delaware, and I have to say that's where Pretend a Lot Narcissists picked me up. I have to give him, I guess, credit for that. Yeah, I mean, but it's like, that was a huge price to pay. 4 months of total hell. Okay. 4 months of wanting to die every day, being attacked every day. I raped children, and I had no idea that that's what he did. No idea. I mean, how am I supposed to know? No clue. And he was crazy and saying, well, when I figured out that he was my caretaker's best friends, I naturally I'm outraged. Like, yeah, it's not too hard to figure that one out. He was never. A friend is supposed to stand by your side, support you emotionally. I'd want emotional support so that I am able to be successful in every other way, financially, just health-wise. If you're emotionally supportive, if you got that foundation of emotional support, when you love yourself, which pretend a lot narcissist, just like the many millions, never. Pretend a lot narcissist does not know what the word love is. He is so insane. He has no clue what caring for another person is. He's just there's nothing there. There's nothing to teach. I always hated him saying, well, you can teach me. You can teach me. Can you teach me? No. I can't teach no child molester. No. I can't teach no insane piece of shit like you. Absolutely not. There's nothing there to teach. A Walking Dead man. First session of like a 15-minute session. There's no way you can teach a killer, a rapist, a child molester. There's no way you could teach them anything. They went beyond being able to be taught anything. If you actually kill someone, alright, and you have no reason to, but, try to survive them or whatever, I mean, if you actually go and you're able to child molest. Now, I was taught to child molest, so when I got naked at 11 years old in bed, I got out, I felt like I was gonna die. I remembered I was child molested, and I got out of bed with a 3-year-old child. That was my younger brother, and I didn't touch him, because I was just like, but I was taught to do that. Now, pretend about narcissist, he'd go against me with that and scream at me, see, you just admitted that you're a child molester. If you're, like, it depends on, like, I was a retard growing up, so I was majorly far gone, mental-wise. Like, I couldn't, like, watch a cartoon except the Banana Splits, because they're only 1-2-minute cartoons. Okay. I remember Precious, Underdog, and the Hillbilly Bears, and Adamant, right? I guess? Okay. They were the 4 little tiny cartoons with Banana Splits. That's about it. Like, I couldn't watch a whole episode of the Flintstones. And that's all they played on Saturday mornings. Like, yeah, like, where was my mind at? Like, how can I be, like, that retarded growing up as a kid? It wasn't that I was retarded. It was that I had these barriers that I didn't take anything in. So you talk to me and I just wasn't even half there. I'm not even there. I'm pretty much like talking to pretend a lot narcissist like as an adult, Like, he doesn't listen to a word that you say. He never ever listened to a word that I said. He doesn't understand it. absolutely never cared about me. He doesn't know what pretend a lot narcissist does not know what caring would be at all. Love, care, loyal, supporting. Oh my God, he's just a backstabber and made me want to die. So, just awful to try to, always pin me up in a corner and attack me, like, continually. Well, that's not what the whole church, my whole church thinks about you. It's like, I don't care about his awful, awful, awful church. The unspeakable church, where I cried to everybody that I could about him, and nobody cared. Nobody let me live in the garage in 2020. In his congregation, I mean, why not? I'm his victim. I'm crying every single Sunday that we go. I went approximately, 3 months. And I went without him because I was living in the car. Tried to, the best I could. Without him in my face 24/7. Are you okay? Are you crazy yet? Are you crazy yet? Well, what are you doing? A constant evil watcher. Like, oh my God. Just die for, like my dead husband. Just die. There's nothing good about pretend a lot narcissists. Just die. There's nothing there. Who cares? There's nothing there. He never got along with his brother, and he visited his brother. I don't even know why his brother would even want. He tried to kill his brother in the bathtub. He sat on his head. Like, I mean, I look at him, changed my mind completely about him, and, when I was forced to live with him. I just never... You don't know who anyone is unless you actually live with the asshole. Then you know. Otherwise, you cannot know what a person is all about unless you live with them. And then they can pretend too. Like, let's just pretend that they're going to work or something and, no idea where they're going. But you're in their place. Whatever. But, I do have a promise for, pretend a lot narcissist. The Bible verse for him is James 4:14, which is, what is pretend a lot narcissist's life? It's but a vapor. He's a useless vapor. He is totally forgotten. My God? That's how good my God is. He never existed to begin with. But he existed on hell earth to torment me to death. That's all he did. That in my perspective. I mean, he helps out Purple Alien God all the time, so I had to say another good thing. He helps out Purple Alien's children. Well, that's lovely. He never did one fucking thing for my kid, but kids. He did drive to Timbuktu McDonald's to pick them up. Well, that's like really nice, I'm just saying, you can get a little bit of good out of Hitler, There's a little tiny bit. He never did me any good. I was tortured to death. When he picked me up from Delaware, he kicked me out of the car twice. He kept on trying to kick me out of the car. I mean, just driving around for hours. What a insane blockhead. just totally nuts. It's not too hard to figure out, how to drive from Pennsylvania to Delaware. It's a straight line. But him, you're dealing with a super nutcase? Oh, God. Just totally awful. Completely awful. But he did drive Purple Alien God's kids to Timbuktu McDonald's and pick them up from work. So, that's a good thing. Get that variety of of the human race out there. Allow Purple Alien's kids to, mix in with different colors. Hey, they're purple. Hey, look. Wow, it's another different species. Wow, working here. Wow, that gives me hope. I don't know. But, yeah. At least, at least Pretend a Lot Narcissist was good to Purple Alien God's kids, when they were older. Not when they were younger, because, he did the same thing to Purple Alien God's kids as, he did to mine, So, yeah, I would say, yeah, that's his, that he should do everything that he can do for them, since he child molested them, right? So, a child molester will not child molest until they have the opportunity. So they get the opportunity, they'll do it. And that, it might not be for what? A decade. It might not be